Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and I'm here with Dan Vang from Gaia Force Gaming, and we are here with a little special deck profile. First, hey Dan, what's up? Say hi.
Hi.
um, we have a deck profile for you guys. I know that he's talked about this deck with a couple other people so far, but just to get the exposure out there in a couple of different places, we wanted to throw it up on our channel as well. So this past weekend, what happened, Dan? What happened this past weekend?
We played a purple base deck, but a little splash of black and yellow, and we got really lucky to get first place at the core TCG regional.
Yeah. So the core TCG regionals for Digimon was this past weekend, and Dan here, the absolute legend, went undefeated, true undefeated, 7-0, no draw, with purple based Numemon. So what made you decide to go with Numemon, and like what was your testing like for the event?
Yeah, I mean, I tested a lot with a lot of guys in this Discord as well. Um, I saw that, especially you were a big believer in it. I didn't have Monzemon at one point. Like, I didn't have any RB1 Monzemon at one point because I was like, I'll never play this deck. And you were testing it. You're a big believer in the black base. And then Ryan, he got first place not this past weekend, but the last weekend at the Texas Mosquito regionals with purple base Numemon. So I was like, okay, so I'm a believer, if he can win, there's got to be something good about it too. He had his own text and his own spice to it, and I was like, okay, this is a good list. Let me test it out. I'm a believer in it. Test against like Mike, Chris, Young, Hector, you, everybody that was watching too, and I was like, let's try it.
Yeah, and I remember even when we were like talking in our little like test group, like Alex Wong Zero was talking about purple base at the very beginning before people were running black base as much, and I remember not being dismissive, but being like, I don't know, I really like the black base because it lets you kind of control the flow. But then seeing in action how aggressive the purple base lends itself to, I think it's just you gotta like choose for what playstyle you want to go for, almost.
I agree, and I think the purple base fits more of my quote unquote aggro playstyle as opposed to the control playstyle. I don't feel like I want to wait and be controlling and I guess reactive. I'd rather just be proactive and just, all right, I'm swing and let's see what happens.
Yeah, and control might be a strong word. The black base, I think, just
Yeah.
there are definitely turns where I feel punished for wanting to be aggressive because I'll miss out on effects if I just let them sit for like another
Hmm.
turn on board. Where purple, you get if your things are getting deleted, you're getting rewarded like immediately. But
Yes.
we are definitely talking a lot about the deck, but I think we should talk about the cards in it now. So if you're ready, let's go through the deck list
Yeah.
and tell everyone how you ran it.
Sure. Let's go through it. We got the one BT2 demi mirror and then three of the BT15 demi mirror. I just put the alt arts over here just because they're nice, but um, yeah, I think this was a solid base. A lot of this is definitely using Ryan's list as a base foundation and pretty much just change a couple cards from it. But I'm a big believer just the fact that being deleted is great because then you can filter by either drawing trash one or trashing the top end that maybe a little top heavy for your hand to draw two. And this just helps you find the bread and butter of the deck, the X's, the X antibodies much faster. I was thinking about maybe doing like a 3-2 split, but right now I think this was fine. I think maybe there was a few times where I didn't want to throw away some of my top end because I needed it at the time. But I think the beauty is I think we talked about before too running sometimes more than one of the top end kind of lets you feel okay with dropping it because you could see it again later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are there any other purple eggs you would even consider running? I feel like the BT15 Demimera is like a must at 4 of, but is there like a one of egg that you would even think? I feel like it's got to be the other Demimera, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's just like I said. I would if anything, if I could always. add a second one of this and take one of that out, right? A 3-2 split, if anything. But that's all I would entertain. Just the Demimera. Just depends on what set.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite rookie, the Ukos. We've got 1 Gabu X, 4 Gabumon, and 2 Gazimon. So Uko is probably one of the more busted rookies. Just the fact that it can extend itself, just gaining that memory, hatching another egg. So getting this out fast, and even just having this under, right? You're okay with it being deleted. You got the memory gain, you got the egg hatch, you're swinging. If it lives, even better. The Gabu purple mirroring a black base with when Nick Hutchins he talked with it and I saw it in action, I was like, oh, geez, the Yagu just gains 1 memory. Purple, does the same thing. It's kind of nice, or at least the main effect anyway, not the inherit. And then the Gabu X over it kind of helps too. And I remember you were telling me, I was telling you, I didn't really. I was like, this is okay. I get it searches the X's. We don't want to bottom deck the Monze and the non-X antibody stuff. But you were like, well, if you ever get the chance, then you turn on the Gabu inherit. So I was like, you're right. Let's keep it.
Yeah, not only turning on the Gabu inherit, but it being a way to discard like the Platinum Numemon if you don't have another outlet for discard. It could be pretty strong.
I agree. Rounding out the rookies, 2 Gazimon. Definitely like these. Mirage can be a hard matchup if you start drawing too much, or if they know early to just drop the level 6 Mirage. You really don't want to be drawing cards and passing turns. So just slamming the Gazi and putting it out there kind of helps. I think at one point when I was testing against Young, I think I had double Gazi. Luckily, I had double Gazi, so I didn't feel too afraid of him going to a second Mirage and then bouncing 1 because I still had 1 on board. So that definitely helps out. And then just going against any decks that, maybe are still fishing, right? Playing the memory boost, like, I'll be okay. Just putting them and choking them if they don't have a memory set or anything. And it gives you a couple extra turns to do things. It does work against Ukomon too, if they're running the Uko engine. Alright. Let's get to the slime package, which is very similar to most slime decks here. 4 of for all of them except the 2 RB1s. I know there's some flex spots. Some people are running maybe only 3 of the Digipolice Numemon. Maybe someone's running maybe 3 of the RB1 instead, but I found this is to my liking. I think just I don't run as many Satsuki as other people. I think a lot of other decks will run maybe 3 Satsuki, maybe some Louis. For me, I just opted just to run the 4 Numemon because if I find Satsuki and I can rush, excellent. If not, that's okay. It's still a slime target to trash or evolve over to get blocker. I'm okay with that. Because I feel this one on deletion is great, but I feel like I still quote unquote waiting as opposed to if I can rush. If I get that rush, it feels so much better. And it did happen before where I was able to play it for free off Monze X, get the Satsuki, swing jamming, and then I had the level 5 extender that we're gonna see later. But apparently, this is the basic slime package. I'm sure most decks have some sort of ratio that looks like this.
Yeah, pretty standard for the 4s. Like you said, some people are doing like a 3-3 split with the Numes. There are some people running the Sec minus Gary as like a 1 of, which we've seen fall off a little bit as the meta develops. Just hasn't come up as much, I feel. But yeah, I think you definitely need the 4 Gary and the 4 Nume X, and then the ratios of the others is at your discretion.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go to level 5s. I'm just leaving these guys out of room. Talk about combos, like pretending the audiences know the combos already, but they probably do. We'll put out the level 5 package here. Well, bam. So I feel like this is the standard package for level 5 as well. For the RB1 Monzemon, for the busted Monzemon X, 2 of the D-Digivolve Waru Monzemon, and just 1 Chimera for me. Anyway, this is honestly a non-negotiable for decks. I really like the Waru Monzemon. The ability to de-digivolve faces, keep turn, or even just the fact that you can stall off some weenies definitely helps out. Monze to Monzex, I don't know, this is so busted. The fact that you can turn this on and Monzex being able to evolve to over either one and getting 2 checks is really good. Yeah, the Satsuki, you can tuck it under and get jamming. Very busted here. Like I mentioned previously, if the Numemon X did you police one swing jamming rush, right? And you got another level 3, whatever it is, you can just go to Chimera and then swing. I was able to close out a game or two just by doing that, and it felt so good. Not sure if I would ever tech a second Chimera. I'm not. Just for me personally, I think I would stick with this level 5 lineup unless I make some space.
And how often did you get Chimera to the 4 colors? Did that come up a lot, or?
I was never. I wish I was never able to go up to the 4 colors. At any time, I really only had 3. So
Yeah,
unfortunately, I get there.
I feel like that's like the dream to get to the 4 colors, but I think what Chimera is even better at is like evolving over a Nume X and then slotting another one under, so that if you
Mm-hmm.
die, you get that double spawn back.
Yeah, I agree. That
Which
would be
is
amazing.
actually like why I kind of advocate for the double Chimera, because if you're at late game and you're able to like Chimera with like 2 Numes under, swing, and then you could drop out 2 more Numes and then go into your other Chimeramon to swing again.
Yeah, yeah, that's the dream.
But that's greedy. That's big greed.
That's the dream. If anyone can ever get to 4 colors with Chimeramon, awesome. Hasn't happened for me yet. The most I'll get is 3, which is still good. Don't get me wrong. The minus 3 KDP is still very relevant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it still makes other Digimon weaker, so you can start swinging over. But and especially if you're able to combo, right? Because you can minus 3K, you can minus 2K plus whatever, how many you got, and then you can minus an additional 3K by DNAing. It's pretty good. But it's only able to get 3 colors. Maybe someone out there can get to 5. Living the dream. I'll put these out because these are the bread and butter of the deck too. We'll go to the option Tamers first before we go to level 6. We're just going to change up the formula a little bit. Just 2 Satsuki and 1 Protoform for me. I know some decks are running 3 of these and 2 of these or more depending on it. This is just what I run. I don't run any Louis, I feel, for me anyway. I just don't like Louis enough. I feel like it'll come out scared. I'm like, didn't do it what I wanted to. So I think these are solid. I would like to fit another 3rd Satsuki. Not sure what I want to take out. But this is great. I mentioned in Antics video as well. And obviously you taught me this as well, Tyler. Do not do what I did on stream. Do not go to Numemon, tuck this under to go to this. This does not work. Tyler, you want to tell us why?
I didn't realize you did it on stream. I didn't see
I
that.
did. They literally popped in. A concentration ruined, and I was like, I'll just do this. And I was like, misplay one already on stream.
Yeah, so the protoform is not an optional effect. So when it's a replacement effect, when it would be deleted, you put protoform to the top of your security, and you have to add a source. So if your whole stack is just the one Numemon, before deletion, your Numemon goes back to your hand, the protoform's in your security, so now your Numemon gets deleted with neither in sources and will not get its effect.
Yeah, so don't do that. So this. No.
Yeah, only do that if you're going to immediately evolve, because then it's
This,
busted.
fine. Yeah, this fine. Yeah, so don't do that. The disadvantage of the purple base as well is you can't evolve these slimes on top of your rookies because they're all purple. Black base, you can if you need to choke them to 2, 1, whatever, or to facilitate this because in black base you might have a black rookie under that you can actually take the black rookie for X antibody, and then you'll still have this, so you can use this.
Yes.
So just don't do this stack. No. But it's good to teach everyone. Don't do that. Level 6 lineup. 2 Venus, 3 Platinum, MVP, the Azulon. I think it would be nice to add another platinum. I would never change this ratio. This is perfect right here. These three, just as is.
Yeah,
Um,
that was something when I tested the purple because I just didn't get a lot of time to test, so I still went with black base for regionals. Um, I did miss the Venus because I didn't like get to tinker with it enough to put it back in. I see like you obviously tested it a lot more and ended up putting the Venus back in. But I think Venus is just really powerful into this meta right now.
yeah, I agree. I think Venus turning off the one digivolving options and just being to protect yourself with the sec -1 effect is amazing. I think this has saved me many times against the just the one stack decks like Mirage. I'm like, all right, they got like a boost, they got the Tamer, they're just gonna promote, and I'm just dead next turn. Just slap the Venus down. You're like, all right, we're good for a little bit. Um, Platinum, like I said, I would like to add a fourth. Not sure where the room is, but this is the MVP. I think at least two of my opponents played into this, whether they wanted to or not. It was more of the, do they have the ace? Do they not have the ace? Surprise, when they did, I had the ace. Um, so it definitely helped to bounce something. I think one of the matches, I think it was against Ryan playing Yellowback in round 6. I think I was bricking up on one of the games and I just hard slapped it to bounce something because I didn't have any other cards to do anything.
Which
But it wasn't so bad.
yeah,
It's
that's
just I
not
think this
terrible because
surprise.
you get a 7 cost bounce attached to a body, and then if it does die, yeah, you deal with the overflow, but you also answer their highest level.
Yes. So that is nice as well.
The other thing that comes up in the Numemon deck sometimes, it's rare but it feels great, is like you bait them by swinging with like the Monze X with jamming. You unmine link so it's suspended, and they like will swing either into security or into it. You a
Hmm.
Zulong and unsuspend with the Numemon inheritable to have
Yep.
blocker under your
Yeah.
Zulong, which feels
Yeah.
amazing when it comes up.
Yes. I was never able to get this stack at blocker, but this would be amazing, right? This swing. Well, bam, we're back.
Hmm.
Pretty good. Now you have a 12k blocker that could block something, or if they plan to crash, then you can delete two bodies, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely am a fan of the Azulong Ace in at least one of in the deck. I could even see two. Venusmon, at least one of two feels really good.
Hmm.
And then the plat, like you said, a fourth would be great in the purple base, but it's fighting for space with a lot of great cards.
Yeah. And then we'll round out the sevens. I'll just put these away. Let's put this as the one of the MVPs as well. Rounding out the level sevens, we got the three defeat, the merciful mode, and the ruin mode. I felt copying off Ryan's deck, obviously, using it as what I wanted to do. I changed the ratio. 4 defeat felt too much for me, so I just went with a 3. 3 felt better. Testing with 4 defeat, I just kept drawing them in my hand, and I was like, all right, there's only so many defeats in my hands, and there's only so many times I can keep trashing and drawing. I just need it to not be a defeat at some point. Um, so yeah, it did come out security a couple times, which was nice. I was able to evolve into it as well. So that was amazing because obviously, if Numemon X with the Numemon under gets deleted, you can always get Platinum from trash. And then, since it is black, you can evolve over it to defeat. You can always pop a Tamer, especially decks that need their crucial Tamers like Red Hybrid. Um,
Did you ever get a free defeat that you could evolve into the merciful mode for 3 on the
no,
following turn?
only testing. I think I did it against Chris. I forgot who I did. I think I was against Chris. Um, yeah, in tournament never. I don't think I ever got to do this. Merciful mode evolves over an Omni for cost of 3. This is Omni, so we'll bam.
And the other cool thing about merciful mode is in this version of the build, you could evolve over the plat with the Zwart defeat, and then over that with merciful mode, and you get to pop 2 stacks because you have
Yes,
2 megas in its sources now.
yes, correct. I've never gotten this ever, even in testing.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's super rare, but I
Yeah,
feel like the one time it does come up, it's gonna feel
yes,
like a home run.
yeah. That would be amazing, right? In an ideal world, this was free played. Evolve into this. That'd be cracked. Uh, Hopefully, someone out there looks at this video and goes, "I can do that," and they end up doing that at locals or a regional or whatever.
How did you feel? Speaking of getting clogged in hands, I know the Demi-Meras definitely help, but with 5 level 7s.
I think it felt okay. I think there were times where I was digging for certain level sevens. Obviously, there's not many, but like the ratios, I think once in a while I'd always have a defeat, and I'm like, I kind of wish it was ruin mode or merciful mode, especially for a lot of decks that are graveyard heavy, right? Like are trash heavy, right? Red hybrid, Levia, the mirror match. You just want to get rid. I just wanted a turbo. I was like, let me find the merciful mode. I need to trash, or I need to return their trash to their deck so they can't abuse their trash anymore. Um, it didn't feel too bad. I think this is fine. I didn't. I feel like just adding like if there was a fourth one. I don't know. I'm sure. Obviously, it's anecdotal. I don't have statistics to prove this, but I feel like adding one more level 7, then you just see too many, and then you'd be like, I don't want this in my hand.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'd go like 5 is even too much maybe for me. I feel like 4 is probably a sweet spot if one of them can because the merciful mode can evolve over one of the other ones, which feels
Mm-hmm.
good. But
You always
yeah.
get rid of it. Also, I think, to be fair, also right, this deck is for the most part budget friendly. Aside from this and this, I think these two are the most priciest cards in the deck.
Yeah, I think everything else on the deck is probably what sub $10.
Yeah,
Even
yeah. I don't
defeats
know.
now.
I don't know what regular defeats are, but we have the alt art defeat, we have the silver art defeat, we have the original printing
I
from BT5, we have the RB1 reprint.
I
So
think
I'm
the
hoping,
RB1 reprint defeat is like less than 10, like 9 maybe.
yeah, yeah. So at least that's available. Everything else is not too pricey. I think these two really are what make the deck the priciest. And if you really want to play the deck, you definitely need the Monte. This you definitely don't need. So this can be subbed for anything else that we talked about. Chimera, Satsuki, another Platinum, right? If you're trying to play the deck.
Yeah, even another rookie wouldn't be that
Yeah,
bad to round it up to 12
exactly.
rookies.
Yeah, another slime of your choice, even. Like
Mm-hmm.
Gazi, slime, right. Plenty of flex spots. Doesn't need to be rune mode. I don't think rune mode came up for me as much in tournament anyway. In testing, it did come up once in a while, but not as much.
So, having played the deck, having got through the 7 rounds after all your testing, what are your thoughts on Numemon as an archetype, the purple versus black base, and
Sure.
just your experience in general?
Sure. I wasn't a believer, like I said. I wish I believed. I think for me, I should never write off archetype or colors, but I do because I'm more of a favorite in, I guess, red or blue. For me, like those are the decks I like, right? Similar play styles, swinging, gaining some memory, doing this and that. So I wasn't a believer at first, but watching you and other people top and test and learn from it over and over and over, and I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this deck is actually really good and kind of busted. You don't really care what's across from you because you know you have a similar game plan going on. So I'm a believer now. I
Yeah, I
do
think.
think.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I think that this is a first for you. I know we talked about it, but a lot of your tops have been with blue and red, maybe like some combination of like you had the Lord Knight win.
Yes.
Did you? I know you've topped with Alpha, but I don't think you've won with it.
Never
So
won with
having
Alpha.
like a purple, primarily purple win is pretty. I mean, would it be primarily purple? Just I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it because right, it's purple based rookies, but the top end is like yellow black, right?
You still
It's a
got some
hard.
blue in there. You got a Zulong. You got Gabu
Yeah,
X.
yeah. It's like a it's a team effort for colors instead of just usually like a mono red or a mono blue or a blue green, right? It's team effort.
But
But I do
you
like the
were
purple
saying,
base.
yeah.
For me, I like the purple base more than the black base. I think the black base is more consistent, but it's a lot of more setup. Like I said, for lack of a better term, it's not control, right? But it's this is more of let's swing. We're good. We can swing out. We'll be okay, right? And that's fits more my play style comparison to the black base. Red base, I'm not a fan of. I do think there is merit to it, but I'm not a fan of it. That's using like the red floodgates or the Guillemons or the Crimson Blazes. I'm just not a fan because I know the second I play a Gatsu and I swing with it, just gonna have jamming, and then I can't play my slime stuff, and then I'm done. Um,
Yeah, that is
okay,
scary. It's like the earlier builds of Nume that ran the Pillowmon. I'm like, I'd be so scared that it would
nope,
just get stuck on board.
not for me. Nope, because we don't have anything yellow to evolve over, so you're just stuck.
I think just the RB1 Numemon would be.
Oh yeah, RB1 Numemon could evolve into it, but then if I ran a Pillowmon, RB1 Numemon would be at 4.
Yeah, you'd have to. I'd be so scared not to.
Yeah, there's no way. I'd be like, I need to evolve over this thing right now. It's jamming too bad. I need to get rid of this so I can start playing the game.
But so I think it goes to say in this format, which it's a longer format for. I think we have another at least full month of this format before the next set
Correct.
drops. I think
Correct. It's the month.
Numemon is definitely a top contender. I know we've seen. What are the other topping decks that we've seen do really well? I know Mirage actually, by number of tops, is up there still.
Mirage is a very good counter to this deck because being able to set up the level 6, and if it doesn't have enough answers or resources, they're going to dig. And by digging, they're probably going to pass turn. Because we don't run any memory setters. We got Satsuki at best and Ukos, right? Um, so we got to hope we don't pass turn.
Yeah,
Red Hybrid's still good. Levy is still good. I say Yellow Vaccine still good, or any combination of using like Yellow Tamers or Marcus Tamers, any, not to lump them in together, but something like that.
hmm
Deva's great.
yeah. I think this meta is actually pretty open for the most part, which feels
Mhm.
refreshing. I'm glad that we're getting a longer meta that has a lot of top contending decks, as opposed to a longer meta that we've seen in the past with like one very dominant deck. Um,
BT5.
and it is
Nobody
nice
misses that.
too that like the top decks all kind of make like a triangle format almost. Like I feel like Numemon might be really good into certain deck types, but it does poorly. Like you said, Mirage is a good matchup into this. I think maybe Vaccine's more of an even matchup, but I think that this is a really good matchup into like Red Hybrid.
Yeah, I think this versus Red Hybrids, I think Slime has a slight advantage, but they can still pop off, so you have to be very careful.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't think that there's any big silver bullets in the meta for anything else right now, and it all feels, it's like I don't think any matchup right now for the popular decks is like more than like a 60-40, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But I don't know. So you won. Congratulations. You got your invite. You got your Serial Omni. We're
Thank you.
definitely sending blessings to the Omni Lord to hope for the 6-9 out of 500.
Yeah. Yes.
So
6069 or 420. For just those are just nice numbers that I enjoy.
yeah, those
No,
are the
no
best numbers
reason.
for Dan. Um,
Should we go over matchups real quick?
yes, that's a good idea. Let's talk about your matchups.
So let's go over the matchups. So the first two rounds were both Gabuban. So I faced two out of the three only Gabuban players in this whole tournament. Very scary. I do think Gabuban is a good matchup against this deck, just because we mostly have level fives, so they're all getting bottom deck. No deletion, no bounce. They're just denial. So very scary. I think you really need the Venus to turn off things. Um, the first two rounds got Bond. Round three, I faced Brian, one of the best War Greymon players I know. I just got lucky that he wasn't finding a 4 in time because I was like, I'm so dead if you find a 4. Um, round four, played against the Bunny deck. He was great. Our game two was awkward because I didn't. I think I had to play Geary with no effect, and I vault Monze with no effect. And I don't remember if he was looking for a rookie. He was looking for something, because it was awkward where we had to do an awkward back and forth because I didn't have an optimal play. He didn't have an optimal play, and he was digging too. But eventually, I was able to just play small bodies to keep DP minusing his rapid mons that he was slamming down. Because obviously, you can slam if you're if you have a rapid on board, that Mega Gargoyle Ace can evolve over at any time. So it's very scary. So I was like, I'm not swinging. I just got to keep DP minusing this rapid mon over and over again, please. Um, Round 5 play Ernie from Miami. What's up, Ernie? He played black based slime. Very good. I was making some misplays in game 2, so he's teaching me a little bit. So that very grateful for that. Round 6 I played against Ryan playing yellow vaccine. That was probably my hardest matchup because I was just pushing. I think at one point I got him to 0 security. He recovered his Angemon, so we knew that was the 1 security left. And at some point he got it back up to like 5 security again. I was like, oh man. But our game 1 went so long that there was like maybe 2 minutes left in the game. Then I was like stressed because I misplayed like twice on stream and once off the stream during that whole game 1, unfortunately. But he decked out, and I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that because I was so nervous to figure out how to beat him the next turn or not lose the next turn. I didn't realize he decked out in game 1. And game 2 was just a tie because we didn't have enough time. Round 7, last round, was Beelzemon. Shout out to Brick City. Noel, great player. It's just I was pushing more, and he wasn't able to get to the 30 count he needed to mill me out. Or mill out my security, I should rephrase. So, 2 Gabu Bond, 1 War Greymon, Bunny Deck, Black Base Slime, Yellow Vaccine, and Beelzemon. And there should have been around 8, but Hung and Steve, Davis versus Bunny, they tied. Luckily for me, so I ended up being, like you said, the true undefeated. If either of them won, that would have been so bad for me because I think I have a disadvantage against Davis and Bunnies, unless I can keep finding Monze X to delete rapid mons.
Yeah,
or the Davis.
I think both those matchups, you probably just gotta go as fast as you can go and hope for the best.
Yes, which is why I prefer the purple base, right? We're just chucking it.
Yeah. So, I mean, phenomenal performance, especially playing the Gabu Bond early. I do think, out of all the decks you listed, that is probably the worst matchup for the Slimes, just because of all the bounce. And it can bounce pretty much your entire deck, and it's aggressive enough to close the game before you can set up again and get that pressure back on.
Yes. I will say my round 2 opponent, Jesus, great player. He bonded early. It took 2 of my security out, and then I'll be real. If both his Gabumons were the BT6 Gabumon and not the EX1s, I would have lost. Because if his first Gabumon, if he found his BT6, I would have lost 3 security by like turn 2, and then he would have set up enough to just get rid of my last 2 security anyway, and then swing for game. So I was so nervous. I was lucky that his first Gabumon was the EX1, so it can only swing twice and not 3 times. That made a big difference.
Very, very true. And I know, some of those other matchups aren't the easiest. I imagine Merciful Mode definitely played a big part in a lot of these matchups, if you could find it. Which, I mean, Merciful Mode I found is just like the wave, this format. It just feels so good every time.
I think if you have space in your deck, and Merciful Mode can evolve over any of your level 6 Digimon, you should probably just tech 1 in. Just 1.
Yeah. It comes up so much more than you realize. Like, I found, like, in matchups that I don't even think it's useful, I'll do it just to, like, answer the body on board, and I'll be like, oh, this actually helps me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even against Red Hybrid, Merciful Mode is, like, a sleeper amazing card into Red Hybrid because you bottom deck all their hybrids and their tamers that they could recur.
Yep, nothing from trash. And it makes the matchup a lot harder. And especially, even then, right? The fact that whatever level 6 you evolve to, he started your next turn, he does trash himself. Then you get your level 6 back anyway.
Yeah, which is great for things like Platinum Numemon, who has the on deletion, for Zwart Defeat, who has the on deletion. You get that back the next turn and trash a security.
I think it's phenomenal.
Anyway, I feel like we have talked the audience's ear off, but once again, congratulations, Dan. It's sick to see you take another dub. Hopefully I'll be joining you at some point here.
That's the goal.
I got to put some more testing in. Any big shout outs you want to give out before we wrap this up?
Sure. Yeah, let me shout out the squad, Gaia Force Gaming, great support. Corgi Force Gaming, Um, shout out to Brick City. Shout outs to all the testing people I've tested against, Hector, Nick, Tyler, you obviously, Rico, Antix, Pepsi, Chris P, Mike. Shout outs to all the boys. I'm very, very grateful for everyone who just supports Digimon, plays Digimon, loves Digimon. Whatever deck you play, whatever style you play, you're playing the game, you love the game. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to BT16. Not this format. No offense to this format. I just want BT16. Everyone knows why. I'm voting for it. You love it. You know it. See y'all in the future. All right?
All right. Yeah, I mean, this format is great, but I'm just always excited for new cards and new formats, and we're on our way to that universal release schedule, which means that we're going to get to dictate the meta along with the rest of the world, which is very exciting.
I can't wait.
But other than that, thanks again for giving me some time with this. I know it took me a while to get back to you. I had a busy weekend. Congrats again. I'm excited to see the Omni you do pull. If you get it before this video uploads, I'll put like a picture of the one you got here at the end. But anyway, with that being said, thank you everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord for the best weekly tournament on the internet. I said it. I'm bold. Especially because we do have a new playmat coming out pretty soon that I think you guys will be excited for. Other than that, yeah. You guys have a great night. Thank you again, Dan, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.